I'm going to tell you the story of the legend of Midnight and Orion. I'm sure that you have heard of the brave boy that would become the greatest of knights, Orion, and his trusted steed and friend, Midnight. Midnight, of course, is a black Thestral Alicorn. What is a Thestral Alicorn? Well, it is the offspring of a Pegasus and a unicorn. A midnight black Pegasus with leathery bat-like wings and the horn of the unicorn. But to tell the story well, we must go back almost to the time before history. In the first age of the world, the greatest of horses sought to be more than she was. Her hooves carried her to a cave where lay the dragon of 7 horns, chained by bonds of light. You perhaps know of it as the basilisk, the dragon of 6 horns. Where did the 7th horn go? That is part of the story as well. The beautiful horse stood before the ancient dragon. The dragon spoke with a silken tongue. "Bring me the fruit of the tree of knowledge, and I shall grant you wisdom and power beyond all creatures." The horse obeyed. She was seduced by the promise of power. When she returned, the dragon broke off the central horn from his own brow, ground it down with his teeth, and mixed the dust with the fruit's flesh. He bade her eat and share with her mate. Thus were born the unicorns, radiant, horned, and filled with magic. But the dragon warned, "You must not mingle with the lesser horses. Keep to your kind. If you stray, the curse shall awaken, my chains shall break, and my kingdom of darkness will rise." There is no chance of that, thought the newly created unicorn. The dragon laughed in secret. Patience was his weapon, for he knew pride would one day betray her and her offspring. Centuries passed. The unicorns multiplied, noble and proud. Yet pride begot folly. A unicorn strayed to a common horse, and from their union was born the first black unicorn, twisted in desire, cruel of heart. With the birth of this dark being, the dragon's chains began to weaken. But from this dark unicorn came an abomination. United with a goat, it sired a monster with a central unicorn horn flanked by curling side horns. It was this beast that would one day enter the dragon's cave and shatter his chains, loosing him upon the world. With the curse manifested, the basilisk was at last free and began unleashing hell upon the world. But the dragon's cunning failed him in one matter. He foresaw the corruption of unicorns with horses and the unnatural abomination, but the dragon did not anticipate the mingling of horn and wing. When a noble Pegasus and a gentle unicorn fell in love, they gave birth to something strange and unbidden. When the time came, the unicorn struggled in great pain. The Pegasus, desperate, sought help. The only one near enough to answer was a woman known in whispers as a witch, who dwelt at the forest's edge. She came quickly, bearing herbs and strange words. The foal was delivered. Black as midnight, with wings not feathered but leathery, and a horn already glowing faintly. The sight of it filled both unicorn and Pegasus with dread. They turned away, whispering that the curse had come to life. The witch, however, did not recoil. In her eyes burned both awe and greed. Such power, such destiny, she thought. She wanted the foal for herself, to use it for her own dark purposes. With cunning words, she offered the parents a draught for the newborn, claiming it would ease its strange pains. In truth, it was an elixir of shadow that stilled the foal's breath and made its heart seem silent. To the weeping unicorn and Pegasus, it appeared that their child had died at birth. Stricken with grief, they allowed the witch to carry the small body away, believing she meant to bury it in secret rites. But the witch did not bury the foal. She carried it to her hidden dwelling and broke the spell of false death. The child stirred, breathing again. She smiled darkly. "You are mine now." Years passed beneath the witch's cruelty. To hide the foal's true nature, she cut away his growing wings and ground down the horn upon his brow. Again and again, week after week, she returned with knife and file until blood and tears mixed in the dirt. To the world, he appeared only as a black horse, a beast of burden. She lashed him to her cart, yoked him to the plough, and struck him with whip and staff. And when the work was done, she gathered the precious dust from his horn to brew her vile potions. The foal, whom his true parents had once named Midnight, endured in silence. Though his body suffered, a spark within his heart refused to die. One day, as the witch beat her horse in the road, a boy named Orion stepped forward. Small though he was brave of heart. He dared confront her. The witch, enraged, struck him with a deadly spell. Black tendrils spread along his veins as he fell dying. At that moment, Midnight reared with fury, breaking his bonds. The cart splintered, the witch was thrown down, and her neck snapped. At last, Midnight was free. He rushed to Orion's side. Tears fell from his eyes onto the boy's skin, tears that touched the broken nub of his horn. They glowed with hidden power, and the boy's breath returned. Life flowed back into him. Thus, in that moment, beast and boy saved one another. A bond was forged stronger than chains. Orion brought Midnight to his family's farm. There, under care and kindness, the scars of slavery began to heal. Bit by bit, the horn grew again, the wings stretched anew. With Orion's encouragement, Midnight learned to fly, first faltering, then soaring, his black wings cutting through dawn skies. As Midnight regained his splendor, Orion grew to manhood, training as a knight. Together they became more than either could have been alone, a man of courage and a steed born of shadow and light. Thus was fulfilled the prophecy of two. The sages remembered the old words whispered long ago. From horn and wing shall rise one born of shadow yet bound for light. From broken chains shall march the beast of many horns, to loose the dragon of 7-1. When darkness and darkness meet, the world shall tremble. Yet in friendship shall dawn the hope of salvation. So it was foretold that Midnight and Orion would stand against the twisted child of the black unicorn and goat, and ultimately against the great basilisk. One offspring to unleash hell, the other to resist it. And thus the tale of Midnight, the Thestral Alicorn, and Orion the Brave begins. A tale of curse and blessing, of darkness and light, of friendship that dares to defy fate.